Hey everyone, welcome to my Florida garden. Today, you're gonna get to see some pretty cool things, starting with some absolutely adorable brand new baby caterpillars from one of my favorite butterflies. We're gonna fill a planter full of host plants for Eastern Black Swallowtail butterflies, and we're gonna build a garden shelving unit to hold some of the host plants I grow in pots. We discover a variety of butterfly eggs on various host plants throughout my garden, and get to see a beautiful, just eclosed monarch butterfly drying its wings. We're gonna plant some flowers and some host plants, and we're doing it all in this video. So let's go. Look at them. I cannot believe it. And all I have is this tiny little leaf. So I'm gonna have to go bring in one of my pipevine plants. Those are Polydamas Swallowtail caterpillars, and they are my absolute favorite to raise. I am so thrilled to have them. They turn into gorgeous butterflies, and their host plant is pipevine. Aristolochia tomentosa is the pipevine that I use. It is native to Florida. I am such a happy little butterfly gardener. Here's the eggs. You can see there's still some hatching. And you know what that means? All those eggs that are out on my pipevine in the garden are probably viable too. Look how fast they are. All right, this is fabulous. This is so fabulous. This is one of the other sets of eggs, and look, it looks like they're about to hatch too. You can see their little dark little bodies inside the eggs. Oh my gosh. I love it. I've got one of my pipevine plants from Joyful Butterfly, and I used one of the dowels to wrap the vine around. So we're gonna move those little caterpillars onto here. How I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna take this with their one little leaf, and then we'll just lean that right there. So now they'll have lots of pipevine to climb onto. You see this little green lizard? Oh, he just jumped over. You can't see him now, but that lizard is a native lizard to Florida, unlike the little brown ones, which are invasive and should not be here. So if you see those little green lizards in your garden and you live in Florida, that's a good thing. Welcome them in, because we got to keep their population going just as much as everybody else. Today we're going to be working in a not so pretty section of my garden, so I thought we'd just take a little walk through and peek at the prettier section of my garden. I think there's a long-tailed skipper over here on my zinnias. I love these butterflies. They have a gorgeous teal color. This one's a little bit more dull, but some of them are super bright teal. And they host on, well, in my garden I have butterfly pea, but there's a native Florida pea plant too. I just don't have it. This is the butterfly pea right here, and it gets these little pods on it. They're very easy to grow from seed. Butterfly pea, long-tailed skipper. Great addition for a butterfly garden. Okay, let's get back to what we were doing. Now's a good time for me to pop in and say, if you're enjoying this video, tap the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. Now these eggs here on my pipevine were laid after the ones that hatched inside. So probably another day or so, maybe we'll have babies out here too. And the eggs that I took in first still haven't hatched. So I do think those ones were unfertilized. But little Miss Butterfly must have had a little tryst at some point because I have babies. Okay. All right, so here we are up in the front of my garden, and I have these planters full of rue, and they're gorgeous. This rue is a host plant to giant swallowtail butterflies and also Eastern Black Swallowtails. And then right across, I have this planter that I made with concrete blocks and wooden decking boards. And there are some random things in there. But we started working on cleaning these out several videos ago, and I want to put more host plants in this area for the Eastern Black Swallowtails. So I have a bunch of fennel in here in my garden room. This is what I bought from Joyful Butterfly. I unboxed it with you several videos ago. It's been sitting here acclimating to Florida weather, but some of these are going to go get planted in that planter, and then some of them are going to get put in pots in case I want to bring in a few Eastern Black Swallowtail caterpillars to raise in my Lepidarium. My hope is that one day this planter right here will be completely full of host plants like this one is here. And this rue is just gorgeous. But that's not all I'm working on. I also want to build another one of those shelving units. You can see I have concrete blocks here ready to go. This time I bought some decking pieces that are like that, I don't know, plasticky material. It's not wood. I just thought maybe they might be a little sturdier and less likely to bend under pressure. And I'm going to build that unit and put it right in along here in my garden. And that's going to hold my potted pipevine, which is perfect timing because that's the host plant we were just looking at for those baby caterpillars. Right now, my potted pipevine is in the other end of the garden, but I want it up here up close where I can grab it and take it in easily to feed all of those hungry little caterpillars. So this is going to be a project over here because I got to get all that stuff out of there and then level in my concrete blocks. And then from there, it'll go pretty quick. So let's get started. First, I'm going to pot up some of these. These will be the ones that I'll use to feed caterpillars. Now I'm going to plant the remaining plants in these two bins. So I have a few in pots, and then the rest will be planted, ready to grow, and ready to receive Eastern Black Swallowtail eggs. And y'all, right now, there is a female monarch butterfly over there laying eggs on my barely growing back swamp milkweed in my raised planter. Look at that. Oh my goodness. And so it begins. Why are you leaning over? All right. We'll get some support systems in place once I get them all planted. Okay, I rigged up a little dowel and clothespin trellis, and now it's holding that fennel upright. I did the same over here for this one in the pot. Get them going in the right direction. All right, so we're all set. Now these will fill in and grow in nicely, and it'll just be nice to have them right outside my garden room door to keep an eye on them. And y'all, while I was working on this, right here in this middle section, I have some random things growing. This is a Passiflora incense, host to Gulf fritillary and zebra longwings, and there is a Gulf fritillary egg right there. So I'm just gonna take this little guy in because this is one of the butterflies whose population was greatly affected by Hurricane Milton, and we're getting them back in my garden. All right, I found an empty pot. I'm gonna plant this guy in because he needs to come out of his little cup. I just have about enough potting soil here to make that happen. All right, there we go. I'll keep an eye on this little egg and I will let you know if it hatches. Okay, now I'm gonna clear all this out right here. The neighbors behind me just started mowing, so I'll go ahead and just clear it out while they're mowing, and hopefully when I'm ready to assemble the shelving unit, they'll be on the other side of the yard and it won't be so loud. All right, I've got everything out of there. So now I'm gonna make each shelf 3 high, and I just need to level out a little space where I'm gonna stack the cinder blocks so that they won't wiggle or wobble. And you know what's the best about this project is you don't really have to measure anything. You know, you just have to eyeball it. Not wobbling. It's a little higher at this end, so I'll just flatten it out and level it out, and I'll make another space down there. All right, that was the hard part. The easy part's coming now. Just gonna stack the other stones and we'll put the boards in, and then the fun begins of moving the plants up here and put them on the new shelf. All right, all set. Here comes the fun part. And you know what else? I'm gonna do it one-handed just for you guys. Just have to get a grip. All right, there we go. One, and gosh, picking it up's the hardest thing. Houston, we have a problem. This planter's in the way. I can't lean it down. Wait, I wonder if I turn it. No, okay. I'll have to go through the other side. Hang on. Okay, round 2. Sorry, I had to use my other hand to assist a little because this is my left-hand side. What's the problem now? Oh, okay. Here we go. Yay! Whew. All right. I love it. Now I'm gonna go get my collection of pipevine and move it up here. I just have to say that it's pretty perfect timing that the day I planned on building that and filming moving the pipevine is the day that the caterpillars hatched. I mean, you know how long I've been waiting for these caterpillars. And funny thing is, I was feeling kind of mopey about building that because it's like, am I ever going to get any? And I finally said, today we're just going to do it. We're going to do it. And I got the babies. I love it. Okay, let's go. All right, my collection of pipevine is right back here. And I'm just going to carry it all up a few at a time. It's on a similar structure. This structure is 4 high and I have 2 rows of shelves. And I think I know exactly what I'm going to move and put on here when I move this pipevine out. As I move each plant, I'm going to build little trellises for them out of my dowels. So they're not growing into each other because this one was wrapped around one of the other ones and I have a feeling I'm going to find that a lot. I did just recently order another pack of dowels, so hopefully I'll have enough. There. I attached a little twisty tie to the 2 dowels and now they'll grow upright instead of over and into each other. And now we have the final look. I just watered it, so it's a little messy. Look at all those beautiful pipevines ready to grow. I started crisscrossing them instead of hooking them with a twisty tie because it's quicker and easier. And it'll be so nice to just come out and water these every morning and just keep an eye on them. I have a bunch in my garden room too because I want some that's not going to get potential eggs laid on it. So I like it. And on to the next project. Hey everyone, it's Tuesday morning and another group of eggs have hatched. So I'm just going to move this little floral tube onto another pipevine plant so they can climb aboard. How fabulous. Look at them all. They're so cute. This is the only little leaf they have, so they will appreciate having a whole plant. There's some down the stem also. So I just cut their little stem. I just set them in there on the new plant so they can climb on. And then as I was moving these, I noticed these guys. So I'm going to go get a plant for them. Okay, I've got 4 little pipevine plants in there, all of them with baby caterpillars. And I still have a few eggs left that I'm guessing will probably hatch. There's a baby giant swallowtail back there. And another giant swallowtail is up preparing to pupate. I love how they they find each other. I think it makes them feel safe knowing that one went here. It thinks, well, I'll be safe here too. And look who we have here this morning. One beautiful monarch butterfly. Remember, one of them pupated a few days before the other one. It's just now eclosed, it's drying its wings. So incredible. Isn't that pretty fabulous, having all those baby caterpillars? All right, now I want to show you a few things in the garden. First of all, the lyre leaf sage that was in the little planter in my pentas garden was becoming overwhelmed being in such a small space. So I quickly moved it into the garden right in front of the planter. So now the planter is empty and the lyre leaf sage is right there. There's a lot of empty space in here now because I moved some of the potted pentas I had in here back onto the shelf where the pipevine was. So it'll be a pretty backdrop and I can see it better and to keep them trimmed up. I'm growing some larger containers for the nectary. So that worked out all the way around. But now I have an empty space to fill in and I have a planter that needs something. I think I might just toss some cosmos seeds in that planter. I might have a few tropical sage because in the planter right beside it, that one has tropical sage and it's actually quite pretty in there. So maybe I'll balance it out and find some tropical sage to put in that planter. You know that tropical sage can always be found somewhere in this garden. I have another empty spot right there and I have this pink pentas that I grew. I think we're gonna plant that down in there and then, I don't know, I might do a couple little different things in here. I've also got some new blooms I want to show you. Look at this in my native wildflower garden. This is the blue wood aster and it's so pretty. I think I read somewhere that you can trim them and shrub it out. So I did. It had a tall stem coming off here and so I did trim it back to see what happens. But I really, really like this little Florida native wildflower. Blue wood aster. My delphinium is blooming and there's a little Cassius blue butterfly right on the top of it. There it goes. This is in my nectar garden. You know, I think I'll just pull out some of the tropical sage that's coming up in my patio and I'll go move it into that planter. Okay, you'll hear that going on in the background. Look at this pretty red one right here. Oh, there's a really tall red one right here. Oh, this is perfect. Look how big this one is. Okay, so now I think I'll move this pink one forward and put the tall red one back. I mean, it's not gonna notice, is it? It was only there for a few minutes. Let's get that nice big long root down there. Oh, that's gonna be really pretty in there. It's probably gonna react and get real droopy, but it should come back because it's got that nice potting soil. So to go with our pattern of pink in the front and red in the back, let's grab this one right here. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Look at that. So pretty. When that lyre leaf sage in front recovers, because it has lots of place to sink its roots and get water, it's going to be beautiful. And right back there, I have this cheap old plastic bird bath thing. I've had it hidden in my workspace because I just think it's ugly. But I decided to put it back here since the birds have been needing water so much and been using my bird baths regularly. I don't find that, you notice it that much. And let me tell you, the blue jays, they have claimed it. Like every day, there's a little blue jay couple and they're at this bird bath and it's the cutest thing. Okay, and here's a close-up of my delphinium. But the next thing I want to do is the Bacopa moneri, or water hyssop, is doing so well in all of my wetland pots that, here's another look at the pickerel weed blooms. I want to put some of it in the bottom of my button bush pot that right now is looking a little murky. See this that I put in here with the scarlet hibiscus that is growing beautifully. That's filling in the bottom of that pot so nicely. So how I'll do that is I'll go to my well-established pots and just trim off all the overhang, and I'll just stick it in that planter. I'll just stick it in there and it will root and grow. Look, there's another green lizard on my snow square stem. Yay, so good to see you. This is a good guy. There. Those should grow in and fill in, and one day soon, they'll look like this. And it's a host plant for the white peacock butterfly. So you guys, this is what butterfly gardening is all about. Planting the host plants for the butterflies that are native to your area in your backyard. It doesn't have to be your whole backyard like it is in mine. It can be a corner or a small section. The point is to get more host plants on this planet, because the butterfly population is declining, and the more butterfly gardens we get out in the world, the more space we can have to help that population grow back. So if you're interested in planting a butterfly garden or expanding yours or growing yours, keep watching my channel. And with that, I will see you in my next video.